This is a CBSC News broadcast sponsored by J.K. Sweet and Chill Will, and this is your host, me, Big Slimmy. Good morning, y'all. Okay, so welcome back to another segment of Memphis Main News. Tell me why I just recorded this, y'all. I just recorded this whole video and ain't a lick of sound. Ain't a lick of sound, y'all. My heart was broken. It was broken. But okay, that's neither here or there. Welcome. I'm so glad to be able to at least be able to do it again. I'm in high spirits today. So let's do this thing. So today in news, we have an article coming from News Action 5. And it's about a family in mourning after losing two loved ones to domestic violence. According to the CDC, more than half of the women in domestic violence situations are killed at the hands of their male partners. It is a tragic statistic for a Southeast Shelby County family reeling over from the deaths of their loved ones. 22-year-old Anthony Stewart and her stepdad, 66-year-old Gary Newsom. The two were shot inside their home Monday on Newfound Gap Road off East Shelby Drive around 5 a.m. During a domestic dispute with Stewart's significant other. The only thing we can speculate is because we were not there from his actions in previous, just of being a father, stepfather, a protector. More than likely, he was telling him to leave. I'm going to call the police, says Sonia Witherspoon, Anthony's aunt. The subject, 28-year-old Jalen McCollins, dated Stewart for 3 years. So sad, 3-year relationship end like this. According to the family, she made multiple attempts to end the relationship. The family's Ring doorbell camera caught moments before the shooting. It's been like a year that she has been trying to break away, but every time she breaks away, he says he's going to unalive himself. I'm going to unalive myself, says Witherspoon. Action News 5 went through McCollins' criminal history and found a handful of domestic violence charges filed with previous ex-girlfriends between 2018 to 2020. All of the charges were dropped. They should have never dropped those charges. It's a troubling red flag, and the family said they wish they had known before. I didn't know he had a background. If I knew he had a violent background, I would have probably talked more to my niece about leaving him, said Witherspoon. This shooting sheds light on how many domestic violence incidents county sheriff deputies respond to each year. At this time in 2023, there were 580 domestic violence calls with physical violence or actual violence involved. So far in 2024, there have been 529. While the family works to heal, they are sharing their message with the accused killer, Jalen. This has been thrown out too much. You need to turn yourself in so we can get some peace, so we can get some justice, so you can take accountability, said Witherspoon. If you have any information on 28-year-old Jalen McCollins' whereabouts, please contact the Shelby County Sheriff's Office. The family's GoFundMe for funeral expenses is attached here. Guys, the fact that this young man has had so many ex-girlfriends that have attempted to press charges, but later on drop those charges, he doesn't know what accountability is. He's never been held accountable. So the issue here is you have a over emotional male who has never taken accountability. And so I don't believe he's going to willfully I don't believe he's going to willfully come into the police station and surrender. It is going to be it's going to be a fight to get him in. I believe so. I believe it's going to be a fight. So this is just an update to that article we just read, and it is called Love Me Enough to Turn Yourself In. Family pleads for homicide suspect to surrender. This is coming from News Channel 3. While the Shelby County Sheriff's Office continues its manhunt for 28-year-old Jalen McCollins, a family is grieving the loss of two loved ones. So sad. Family members told WREG that a young woman and her father were killed early Monday morning. They say that the tragedy was the result of a breakup that turned violent. This is the Jalen McCollum. This is a picture of him. He told her, like, the only way you're gonna leave me is in a body bag. Frank Gotti said, and that's what he did, and now we gotta prepare a funeral. It is a situation Gotti is struggling to accept. Young ladies, young men, anytime somebody said that they're gonna leave you in a body bag, that they can't disassociate themselves from you, that they have latched on and made you like a parasite and them a host inside your body and feel that they own you, it is time to gear up, war up, get like Jennifer Lopez and enough, and suit up for war. Because a person like this feel like they own you. A person like this feel like if I can't have you, nobody else can have you. You can't go on and live a great life because I'm not in it. And that's unacceptable. It's just unacceptable. There's no way to live. There's no way to be with a person. A person should add to your life, should complement your life. A person should not be your whole entire world. You are a separate entity. They have their own separate goals, wants, and needs outside of another person. Okay? Suit up. If you got somebody talking to you like this, you need to suit up and be prepared for war. And never be slipping. You need to always be on guard. Now to many in Memphis as a community activist who has dedicated his life to making Memphis safer, he saw firsthand the effects violence can have on a family after unexpected death of his brother and niece. It's been rough because usually you see stuff like this on in other families or in movies. Things like that, Gotti said. You never wake up and think this is happening at your doorstep. You don't. You never think that something like this or something so heinous as this is going to happen to you until it happens. And it's like being hit with a bag of bricks. Deputies respond to a shooting on Newfound Gap Road early on Monday morning. They say the man responsible for the shooting was Jalen McCollins. Family members say that he and his girlfriend, Annalise Stewart, had gotten into an argument when she tried to end their 3-year relationship. In a rage, McCollins allegedly shot Stewart and her father, Gary Newman, who was trying to protect her. Thank God, Mr. Gary. I hate that, but you was trying to protect your child, and that's what fathers do. It's just senseless, Sonia Witherspoon said. He wasn't in control of his emotions properly for a young man. Where his daddy? Who his people? Witherspoon is Anthony's aunt and Gary's sister-in-law. Very kind man. Witherspoon said of Gary, a family man as much as to allow Jalen into his home to be able to commit this horrendous crime. Whew. The family said they love McCollins if he were blood, which makes coming to terms with these allegations even more heartbreaking. They've been together 3 years, so they got accustomed to Jalen, only for Jalen to break their hearts. Stewart's mother didn't want to go on camera, but had a message for Mr. Collins. You should have went on camera. Your son did this crime, and you should have stood up for that young lady. You should have stood up for her. She states, I would love for you, son. I still call you son. I would love for you to turn yourself in, she said. Do it for me. You claimed you loved me. Love me enough to turn yourself in. Deputies say McCollin is armed and dangerous. If you have any information about his whereabouts, you are urged to call 901-222-5600. What type of upbringing, Miss Collins, did you have your son, Jalen, brought up in? Not to say it's your fault, but where is his male counsel? Who are the men in his lives to hold him responsible for his lashing out? Because this is a grown child. It's a grown child. Condolences to those two. Condolences to the family. And may we find Jalen McCollins quickly and may he go ahead and plead guilty because he guilty. So they can have a swift processing, and so this family can put this behind them because it seems like they are in a great deal of pain. Moving on, we're going to talk about Memphis housing um, organization, right? So as we know that rent is up there, y'all. Rent is absolutely out this world. It has risen in the last couple of years. Rent is high as a cootie brown, and we don't understand why, right? Because the apartments ain't looking no better. The apartments I know in Memphis for sure, they is not looking no better. And I don't understand why the rent is going up when the properties are not matching the rent price. Okay, the properties are not matching the rent price. Memphis Advocate Organization breaks down renters' rights for those who are not living in habitable conditions. So article is dedicated to those who are out here that might need some type of some type of guidance towards helping them get into a more inhabitable living condition. Because some of these Memphis apartments look atrocious. Look atrocious. So in the last few weeks, several Memphians in different apartment complexes reported not having basic utilities like functioning air conditioner. But many Memphians are also not aware of their rights as renters, such as being able to report violations. Right, guys? Because if they gonna charge us for everything, y'all need to be reporting them for everything, and I do mean everything. Tenants who live at Brentwood Place Apartments in a City of Memphis spokesperson confirmed that code enforcement has cited management for a second time in a week for not having working air conditioning. If you are in the Memphis area and you live in the Brentwood Place Apartments, please, please, please let us know what's going on over there. How is the living conditions? Let us know. Tell us down in the comments. Let us know how you out here living, and maybe we can all put together something and do a report. Anything to help the community to be a better community. Residents who have endured issues like Zach W., who didn't want to give his last full name, told ABC 24 living conditions in his apartment have slightly changed since we reported on Monday that he didn't have working AC. Zach said on Tuesday the maintenance crew provided two portable air conditioning units as his only relief for the time being. He said he's aware of some of the renters' rights, but not all of them. I didn't know about 311. So this is information to Memphis and surrounding areas. Call 311 and it will allow residents to submit service requests to the city of Memphis for problems such as potholes, abandoned homes, and housing concerns. Guys, use it. Use that number 311. Under Tennessee state law, tenants have the legal right to live in a habitable unit that complies with fair housing regulations. They also have the right to contact the landlord to request repair if needed. Memphis Area Legal Services Incorporated CEO Nicole Greta said they want to see renters' rights protected. We can guide you through that process, talk about what other options you may have, and ultimately discuss how we can remedy the situation, Greta says. According to Greta, for those individuals living with sustainable conditions, it's important to document issues with your landlord and follow up. She also said if nothing changes, you are urged to contact Memphis Housing Fair Center. Those steps are critical in us being able to protect your rights because it's going to show that the landlord not only is not on notice, it's going to show that the landlord not only is on notice, but has been given every opportunity to remedy this situation and has failed to do so. Services are typically available for low-income families in Shelby, Lauderdale, Fayette, and Lipton counties. According to Greta, she said some situations could escalate to environmental court or be handled through a simple phone call, right? Sometimes it could be writing a letter to the management company and letting them know, hey, you have this obligation. You're not fulfilling it. We like to see you do steps. We like to see you take steps, Greta said. Sometimes it's a phone call to do that very same thing. For any renters with questions, Memphis Area Local Services Incorporated will host a free legal advice clinic on Saturday, July 13th from 10 a.m. to noon at the Benjamin L. Hooks Central Library, 3030 Poplar Avenue, Memphis, Tennessee 38118. So guys, if you are having any issues with your renting, with your management, your apartment complex, please, please, please get your documentation in order and come on down to the Memphis Area Legal Service Incorporated, which they will be hosting a free legal advice clinic on Saturday, July 13th from 10 to noon at the Benjamin L. Hook Central Library, 3030 Poplar Avenue, Memphis, Tennessee, 38118. 38111. And so I hope, guys, y'all can get down there. I hope that anybody that's struggling with this situation can get down there. Drop down in the comment section and let me know, has there ever been a time where you was dealing with an apartment complex that was just treating you bad, that wasn't holding up their end of the bargain? You didn't have, maybe you didn't have running water, or your water was always getting cut off. Maybe you had faulty electrical sockets that you couldn't even use your electrical like you really wanted to, or you never had good running air conditioning, or you never had good heat. Drop down in the comments and let me know how did y'all get through that? How did y'all get through that? Moving on, there is a bill allowing parents to be fined for children's criminal offense headed to the Tennessee government. So what y'all think about this? What y'all think? Y'all think that parents should be held responsible for their children when they commit these crimes? Should the parent as well have to pay for the sins of their children? Let me know. Let me know. So, a proposal that would allow parents to be fined for their child's criminal offenses is headed to Tennessee government. Bill leaves desk for his approval. The GOP dominated House on Monday approved allowing judges to levy up to $1,000 in fines against parents or legal guardians of children who commit a second criminal offense. The chamber voted 72-24 to send the bill to the governor after it previously secured the support from the similarly Republican-controlled Senate. Supporters argue the proposal is needed to hold families accountable for the child's action. However, Democratic lawmakers warn that the bill unfairly targets working parents who may have limited resources and burden them with fines that they may be unable to pay. So that is one thing. That is one thing that I definitely can understand how that would be an issue. But at the same time, who are these parents that continue to have children but don't have the proper resources to take care of these children? When you have children, you are obligated to watch these children up until a certain point, until they're legally deemed grown, right? After they're legally deemed grown, then you have no more responsibility legally to these children. So I believe that if you don't have the resources to properly engage with your child at the engagement that they need, because there are some children that don't need a lot of engagement. They know how to go, and they know how to be well mannered and not be out here committing crimes. And then you have some children that you need to literally be in their skin to make sure that they are not out here doing what it is they're not supposed to be doing. So I believe when you take on responsibility as a parent, your sole responsibility is to do whatever is needed to make sure your child is compliant with the law. And if that means that you got to sit and watch your child 24/24, or you got to pay to get your child watched, then that's what you need to do. Because apparently, if they out here robbing, killing, and stealing, they don't need to be, they need to always be monitored. They need to be monitored. Some children just need monitored to be monitored. I understand that, kids have rights, that they humans, but at the end of the day, if your rights interfere with my rights, then you're gonna be strictly watched. And then if it gets to the point where you messing up my livelihood, and you know that you're doing this, and you know right from wrong, then I'm gonna emancipate you. You need to be your own responsibility. You need to be your own responsibility. So, moving on, we're not going to solve this problem by criminalizing parents doing the best that they can, said Democratic Republican John Ray Clemens. According to the legislation dubbed the Parental Accountability Act, judges will be allowed but not required to order parents pay restitution for law enforcement expenses for responding and investigating their child's criminal offenses. If the parents or legal guardians are unable to pay, the judge could offer them to perform community service instead. All we're trying to do is create a mechanism for a judge to exercise and allow their parents to be better held accountable, said Republican Rep. John Gillespie, who sponsored the legislation. While debating the bill, Gillespie said that the state officials had assured him that the legislations would not apply to foster care parents. I feel like it should be, though. Democratic questioned its stance and asked the Republicans to make a last-minute tweet to explicitly exempt foster care families, but Gillespie refused, as he should. Everybody, it's fair game for everyone. Lee, a Republican, hasn't publicly stated whether he supports the measure. Fair game, fair game, fair game. So, tell me what y'all think. Should the parents be fined for the child's criminal offenses? And I think it's very good to know that they said not the first offense, but the second offense. So that's a beautiful thing that they implemented, that this is only for a second offense. This is only for a second offense. Those who commit a second crime, that the parents are going to be fined. And maybe that'll help some of these parents be not be so neglectful in their child's lives. And I know some parents, y'all have to work and y'all cannot monitor y'all's kids 24/7, and you probably can't pay for somebody to monitor your children 24/7. And my heart goes out to you, to those parents that are really out here that have tried to train their children up in the right way, that have went and been bent over backwards for their children, and their children still have not come to the understanding of the sacrifices that you made for them, and they still choose to make bad decisions. My heart goes out to y'all. All right. Moving on, guys. So, we have a woman charged with kidnapping teen from Port Elise. Guys, y'all, this story is wild, okay? This story is wild. So, we have a woman who police say abducted a 15-year-old boy is now facing kidnapping charges. Terrell Moment is back at home safe with his mother after something went wrong at the Port Elise Center back on June 11th. Police say the teen was at Port Elise with a woman named Shanarika Jackson. Showed up to check him out, reportedly telling the employee that she was his mother. But Jackson wasn't his mother. She was the girlfriend of Moment's non-custodial father. So when his biological mother went to pick him up and found out he was already gone, she filed a police report. After putting out a missing persons flyer for him last week, Memphis police confirmed he was finally found on July 1st. So this young man been gone from June 11th to July 1st. They did not provide much information, only saying that the juvenile was located with a family member and that Generica Jackson has been arrested. In a statement to WREG Port Elise said, our priority has been the safe return of the child, and we are relieved to hear from MPD that he has been found safe. However, Port Elise has yet to answer how this happened and if anything is changing to make sure it doesn't happen again. They're going to have to. They're going to have to implement a stronger pickup rule. I don't know what Port Elise is doing. I know in my daughter's school, you got to show some ID, especially if you're not like a regular pickupper, you got to show some ID before you just be picking up. And they asked the child who was there. And okay, let's finish. However, Port Elise has yet to answer how this happened and if anything is is changing to make sure it doesn't happen again. WREG reporter went to the teen's home in Raleigh and host of speaking to his mother on Tuesday. She did not come to the door, but a young boy who said he was Terrell was at the house. Meanwhile, Shanarika Jackson was in court. Court documents say she was leased on her own recognizance. A WREG reporter went to a Jackson listed address, but the people there said they didn't know her. Jackson will be back in court on July 16th. Y'all, tell me y'all think the mama was wrong. Tell me, drop a chicken in the comments and let me know, do y'all think that this mama was wrong as all outdoors for saying that her son was kidnapped? Because the mama didn't even want to come out and talk to the news people. And it looks like first of all, let's get on Shanerica. Shanerica, I don't know who told you. I don't know what that man did to you. I don't know how he did it to you, but it was never a good idea to get in between that. Never. Ever. You don't have no rights to that boy. You don't have no rights to that son. You should have never went up to that school and checked him out. If he wanted his son, he should have checked him out. And to the mama, was it really necessary? Was it really, really, really necessary for him to file a missing report on your son? Was your son really missing, or was you trying to prove a point? We just want to know. So y'all, please, please, please let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think the mother was right in filing that missing report? Or do you think she was just being messy? Okay. And do you think Shanarika was right for picking up the son? Or do you think Shanarika was being messy? Let me know in the comment section, y'all. Please let me know in the comment section. And lastly, we have our world dumbest criminal. Okay, so NPD man robs ex-son of $4,000, y'all. Leaves car keys in store. A man was arrested after police say he was part of a group that stole $4,000 from a Whitehaven ex-son on Sunday, but the driver couldn't make a giveaway because he accidentally left his car keys in the store. Stupid. You supposed to have the car key with the clamp. You supposed to have your key clamped to your belt, and then when you needed your key, you supposed to just had that string on it and crank that car on up. But you out here with loose keys. Just got loose because you a loose person. You a loose man with loose keys. That's what it sounds like to me. Okay. So Jasper Walkers is charged with robbery act in concert. He is held in jail on a $50,000 bond. Child, it's other people just out here didn't hurt somebody for real ain't got $50,000 bond. A gas station employee locked Wilkins inside the store when he came back demanding his keys. It wouldn't been no demanding. It would have been, you gonna give me my keys. According to police, 3 unknown male suspects in a silver Mazda parked in front of the Exxon gas station in 4679 Evans Presley Boulevard. Police say the men stayed in the car for 30 minutes, watching the employees and customers' activity in the store. 2 of the suspects then went inside the gas station and walked to the beverage station, which is next to the front counter and secured by a locked door. As the employee was walking past the suspects, police say they grabbed him and opened the secure door leading to the gas register area. The victim says he told them, "Don't do this," as he attempted to stop them from going inside the secured area. NPD says one of the suspects picked up the victim and placed him in the office while the other suspect entered the secured cash register area. The suspect reportedly took a cash box containing around $4,000 in cash before leaving the store and getting back in the Mazda. However, police say the suspect could not start the car because they left the keys inside the gas station. At that time, 2 of the suspects ran away from the scene on foot. A third suspect, armed with a wrench, went inside the gas station, demanding the key to the vehicle back. The victim refused to return the suspect car key, which he found on the floor. Police say instead he locked the suspect inside the gas station and called the police. Officers took the suspect into custody when they arrived. Wilkins is yet to make a court appearance on Tuesday morning. Oh no, Wilkins is set to make a court appearance on Tuesday morning. Baby, I bet that was I would have just grabbed a bag of chips and got me a soda, okay, a pack of Newports. Baby, I just would have sat there. Because you're going to jail. You go into a convenience store to rob a convenience store, and you go out thinking that you done hit that lick and you ain't got no keys to crank your car up. And then you attempt to go back into that convenience store with a wrench. Okay? Thank God it wasn't a gun, because you would have got more charges, but a wrench. Okay? To demand your keys back. And they said, nah, you just gonna sit there, we're gonna lock you up in here, and you gonna wait on this police. Baby, there got to be a hurt feeling. And then the gang then got away. You the only one still there. The gang is gone. The gang gone. You the only one sitting up here waiting on the police. You some hyper slow. I told you should have had that string attached to your belt. Okay? The keys attached to the string attached to your belt. Okay? You should have been, it should have been one of them retractables. So you would have knew you could have got the cranking, because you had went back up in that store and they said, nah, you robbed us once, you ain't gonna rob us twice. It got to be a sour feeling. It got to be a sour feeling as a human being. You got to sit in there and wait on the police to come. So I definitely would have just had some snacks. I would have definitely had me a smoke. I would have had something, because I knew where I was finna go. Just, if nothing else, you knew where you were finna go. But anyway, guys, I thank you so much for coming and sharing this time with me. This has been another rendition of Memphis Main News. Please like, share, and comment, guys. Please, please, please. I beg of you. Okay? I beg of you. All right. Love you. Peace, peace, peace.
Okay, they're wishing infinite for someone to feed them. Hope I'm the one in them bitches is bitches. Watching my moves, but can't unpeak. I'm presidential, Michelle, my teeth. Lizzie and Trey, yeah, they're my people.
Facts. All facts. Glizzy, wish on the star, need rats. Play with the gang, I'ma aim for your back. Yo.
Trippin', full of the mess like I come from the dentist. Cup full mixed with some shit like a chemist.